Well, what's up, family? It's your boy Jaheim, president for Legacy Builders Podcast. I'm so excited to be here for another episode. I believe every time we talk, every time we have a little conversation, a little chat, I believe we grow better, we grow stronger, we just get wiser in where we're going as we begin to build our legacy per se, as we begin to build those places and those dreams and those destinies. And it all starts with a different mindset. It all starts with encouraging each other and just pushing each other forward. I want to thank all our faithful listeners who have been listening to us in this season 2, when we've been going through this theme of blueprints, of building our blueprints and why it matters, the different steps of it. I want to thank everyone who's subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to Jaheim President TV. The podcast is also audio, but it's also a visual. We're trying to build up every aspect. We're trying to take over. We're trying to improve our quality, improve our sound, improve our video, but that all takes your support, as well as sharing us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and any listening services. We try to thank you for sharing it with your mama, your cousin, your nephew, your nieces, your auntie, everything. I'd love to grow. We have a goal of trying to get to 502 by March 2nd, and we're at 411 all-time listeners. So we got a little bit of work to do, but we're going to get it done. So as we begin, this is our final segment, our final episode on this theme, blueprint. So we've talked about different stages of a blueprint, but I think I saved this for last. The most important thing about a blueprint is the language of the builders. Come on, say it with me. The language of the builders. And I talked about this, if you follow me on Instagram, I talked about how language is so important in everything that we do. What you say out of your mouth kind of sets you up for the next season and the next places that you go. Many of us are in the corporate world or in our work firm or whatever, and we always seem to judge a person or examine a person about how or what they talk about. So if you always talking about drugs, or if you always talking about girls, you always talking about this, then I kind of know where your mindset, because out of your mind, your mouth speaks. So whatever, I can know where, I can kind of examine where you are in life because of how you are talking, how you are perceiving yourself, how are you letting yourself be perceived by the way you're talking. So many of us, we kill our dreams before we even start our dreams because of our language and how we talk and how we start to listen to others, how we start to portray our dreams. Our language, I said yesterday, our language can talk us and move us out of the rooms that we need to. You can be like this. You can be like this. You can be talking about your dream. You can even be talking about. You can be talking it to your friends, but you start downplaying your dreams. So say you're in a relationship with somebody. If you're in a relationship with so-and-so, you're my friend, and you're talking down about your partner, down about your spouses, I'm going to think that person is a bad person even before I met them, because of how you describe them, how you have talked about them, how you have done this, done that. And I believe that in this season, in this space we're in this new year, I believe that our language is so important. You know, I teach at Berea Middle School, and I teach students who speak Spanish, and that's their first language. And I'm seeing how that language barrier can even be a hindrance to our learning. Let me stop right there. So sometimes your language can stop you from learning the things that you really need to learn. There are some lessons, there are some life stories, there are some key parts to your blueprint that you must learn But if you're talking yourself out of places, if you're talking yourself out of spaces, how are you ever going to reach? Maybe it's not your lack of connections. Maybe it's not. It's maybe what you've been saying out your mouth for the last couple of years. Maybe that's the reason why you haven't progressed. Maybe that's the reason why you haven't gotten to the places where you want to be, because you're too busy. You're too busy running your trap, and you're not saying the necessary things to get you to the necessary places. And I'm not just talking about you. I know I've talked myself out of places. I know I've talked myself out of relationships. I know I've talked myself out of seasons where I could have been further along. And it's not even what you're saying, it's also the internal language that you're saying to yourself. How many of us have fall victim to not what other people have said, but what we have said to ourselves? We can, here it is, we can encourage other people, but we can't encourage ourselves. And I've been there, folks. I've been there where I could have encouraged, I've been encouraging other people. I've been lifting other people up. I've been, telling people, you can make it, you can do it. But when I come to myself, I didn't have the same language that I've been giving other people. And many of us, you don't have to be on, you can be honest with yourself. Many of us, that's our biggest hindrance. It's what we keep saying, what we keep professing, what we keep confessing, what we keep saying out of our mouths is stopping us for the greatest season of our life. Can I tell you this? And that's why words of affirmation is so powerful. It's so powerful. We see this also. We see this in text messages. You could be texting somebody, and you could be thinking y'all in an argument, and the other person can be like, "What? What are you talking about?" Because of the language, and what come with language and come with speaking is tone. People can see how serious you are from your plan. People can see how serious you are with your destiny by your language and in the tone of your language. So if you sound, if I hear timidness in your voice and I want to invest in you, I'm gonna back up a little bit. Say, whoa, wait a minute. If you timid and you ain't got no money, and I'm timid and I'm giving you the money, no, that's not how it works. So many of us are waiting for somebody to kind of confirm something in us. Many of us are waiting for people, for places, for relationships, for mentorship that is going to confirm us. But we have to start confirming ourselves. We have to start seeing in ourselves, okay, wait a minute. They can't believe in my blueprint before I believe in it. And that all starts with the language of the buildings. If you look at any successful person, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Shaq, Bill Gates, all these famous and people who started with a dream, and sometimes people will confuse your confidence with arrogance. I've been there with people who confuse my language of how I was in depth with my dream, how confidence I spoke, and they thought, oh man, Jaheim's so arrogant. No. I'm not arrogant. I'm confident. There's a difference, because to the fearful, I may look like arrogant, but to the people who are confident, oh yeah, he believes that this current season is not his final season. Oh yeah, he believes he's going places. Yeah, and your language will start to trickle down to every aspect in your life. You'll start to walk different. You'll start to dress different. You'll start to handle people different, because you know that, okay, so-and-so is not on my level. So-and-so is not, they too busy fighting that. I can't allow their lack of confidence in themselves to bring me down. Could it be that the people and the places and the environment you are have been draining you, have been bringing you down to their level because they're not confident in themselves? Oh my God. I've been in spaces, I've been in places where the environment made me kind of second guess. You got to have such a strong language in your life and in yourself that no environment, no person, no people, no whatever won't stop you from reaching where you're meant to be. I'm so confident in this podcast. I'm so confident in my weight loss journey. Come on, give it up. I've been consistent all month long. Woohoo, you can do it. I've been so confident in my next that I've had friends who haven't supported me. I've had people, family members. I've had people that, that I work with, and I'm looking at, I just realize that I can't talk the language they're talking because I'm not on their level. I can't talk the language they're talking because I know where I'm going. I'm not saying that. See, here it is. So you may be listening and say, man, it's not arrogance, it's confidence. And you got to have such confidence in yourself that you can stand on not sure foundation and know, come on, say it with me, and know that you're going to make it. I know I'm going to lose this weight. I know that this podcast will be starting to grow and start to be where we're going to have to do it. I can't do it in my house no more. I have to do it in a podcast studio. I'm going to be interviewing guests. I'm going to be interviewing people. I know this, so I'm preparing for it. And can I tell you this? When you start changing your language, man, it's getting good to me. When you start changing your language, you start changing your preparation. Ooh, oh, what are you talking about, Jaheim? When you start changing your language, when you start speaking to where you're going, to command your now to, hey, when you start commanding your now, here it is. When you start commanding your now, when your language starts to change, everything around you gotta change. Yes, it does. When you start speaking those things, I don't want to sound like I'm preaching, but when you start speaking those things into the atmosphere, when you start telling yourself and your environment and the season that you're in, whoa, we ain't gonna be here long. No. We gotta prepare ourselves because there's a greater season, there's a greater place that's coming. So I gotta prepare you as I'm preparing myself. I won't be here forever. No. You won't be. I'm getting excited because I see it. You won't be there for long because only if your language starts to change now. Yeah. We're already a month into the year. Where's your language? We're already a month into 2024. Where's your language? Because here it is. It all works together because the pivot is going to come. Here it is. And you have to be there to know, okay, the pivot is coming because my language changed. Oh, here it is. I build a foundation because my language changed. I put some actions to my words because my language changed. I've moved on from dead situations because my language changed. I've set up myself for greater because my language changed. It all intertwines, and that's what many people don't get, that everything in your blueprint intertwines with it to build. And sometimes where one area lacks, you got to be able to prepare, but it does not change until you put some language. Till you start changing your language, you start changing the season that you're in. You start saying to yourself, you start saying, I'm going to be good. Okay, my business is going to start growing. I got the plan. I got the blueprint in front of me. This ain't rocket science. No, it ain't rocket science. It ain't a mathematical equation. It's what are you going to do about it? Yeah, what are you going to, when are you going to decide that enough is enough? I can't speak this negative talk anymore. I can't. Listen, I don't like being around negative people. I don't. If you're always complaining, if you're always murmuring, if you're always doing that, I can't be around you. Because guess what? That starts to bring down your morale. That starts to bring down your health. That starts to bring, and then you start to feel, then everything else about your life starts to drag on. No, I had to check myself last week. I started to speak some stuff because of some situations. And I was like, hold up, Jaheim. No. That ain't you. That's old him. That's 2023 him who would soak. No. You ain't got time to soak. Because if you continue to soak, if you continue to not change your language, you're going to be in the same place year after year, year after year. No change. No growth. And when you ain't growing, when you ain't changing, when you ain't evolving, why? You're not necessary. Oh, God. Jeez. If you're not evolving, if you're not changing, if you're not adding things to people, if you're not uplifting people, if you're not trying to change people's lives or change your life, you're not necessary. I hate to say that. I hate to say that because we have to evolve. Everything around us is evolving. People are evolving. Technology is evolving. The plants are evolving. They grow every day. And why? So if everything around you is evolving, why are you not evolving? Here it is. So where are some things and some people and some places where you know that their language does not fit where you're going? And I'm not saying leave. I'm not saying do that. But you got to change you. And many times we have been such a victim to, we try to change other people. And if we change other people, then that'll change us. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. I thought that for many years. I thought if I can encourage other people, here it is. If I can encourage other people, if I can, maybe that'll trickle down and that'll change me. Nope. That's why in my last season of my life, I was so stuck because I was trying to change and help other people, but I wasn't helping myself. God, Jesus, that felt good to say, because it's true. I was helping friends. I was helping, other people. I was helping family, but I wasn't helping myself. And until you start helping yourself, until you start building the dreams and the aspiration and the next step of your life, then you can start helping other people grow. Here it is. When you're in a plane, right? And they're doing all the things. If you've ever been in a plane, I encourage you to go. And they say, just in case of emergency, you have to put your own oxygen mask on yourself and then worry about the people around you. Because guess what? How can you help people if you're dying? Oh, my God. How can you help people if you're not growing? Okay, that's like me saying, if y'all didn't see, if you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on Snapchat, if you follow me on thing, how can we say, oh, Jaheim, if I'm not promoting why would you want to listen to my own podcast if I'm not promoting my podcast? I had a friend tell me, Jaheim, you posting that podcast every day. Yeah, because I believe in it. And I put my oxygen mask on first because I believe in this podcast and I believe in the places and the things that it can grow. So of course I'm gonna promote my podcast. Of course I gotta promote my podcast before I can promote your business. Come here. What are you talking about? How can that's like saying if you design clothes, but you always putting on somebody else's clothes, or you always sharing somebody else's stuff? I'm like, whoa, don't you design clothes too? If you don't believe it, why should I buy it? Oh my God. If you're promoting yourself, if you're not promoting yourself, then why should I believe in it? There it is. So the language, your language is so important in your life. And as we end this blueprint season 2, this blueprint, and we'll talk about language again, but we'll talk about language in a relationship standpoint because it kind of works in a way, but we'll get there. But you have to be rooted in yourself and rooted in what you believe. And if you believe that you're going places, you got to start saying it. Because everybody laughed at Steve Jobs. Now everybody got Apple products. You know, Kobe, everybody laughed at LeBron. What? Single mama, what? What? From Cleveland? What? From Ohio? Oh, nothing, you know, we don't win. Cleveland Cavaliers, we don't win, but now he has championships. I can go down the list. You know, Michael Jackson. But now he, you know, Pop King. You know, every success story is because somebody saw something and see, sometimes somebody will see something in you before you see it in yourself. There's been plenty of times people said this about me, people said that about me, and I didn't believe it. But then when I started to hear it enough, language, oh my God. When I started hearing it enough, when I started hearing the places and the spaces and the things, I said, okay, yeah. That's definitely for me. Yeah, it had to get in my system. I had to hear the language enough to where I started to say the language myself. My language started to change myself. And it all starts with your language. To get to destiny, it all starts with your language. To get to the places, I'm so, here it is. I've been saying by, if you follow me on anything, I've been saying by July 2nd because I got a goal. I got an aspiration that I got to get to by July 2nd. And by me saying it, even on the days I don't want to, by me saying it, by me saying these things, I force everything around me to line up. Because there's an alignment that happens when you speak the right language. Gee, let me say that again. That sounds good to me. There's an alignment that happens in your life when you start speaking the right language. Yes, it is. There's an alignment that happens when you start speaking the right language. Your life will start to line up because you align your language. Yes, it is. I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer that it happens because guess what? It happens to me. It happened when I started, going to college. I didn't know where I was going. But then I started speaking, I'm going to go to college. And it's going to be, and I ain't going to worry about a dime. I kept saying that. Family fighting me, fighting me, my inner self fighting me. But no, there was an inner language I kept speaking. Oh, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to go to college to be a teacher. I don't need to play sports. I'm going to go to college. And then my college is going to be paid for. Then, not even, I say 3 months later, I'm on the Ellen Show. Full ride. Tuition paid off. What? Okay, here it is. Jaheim, I'm going to graduate in 4 years. Yes, I am. Okay. First semester of college, it's kind of rough, rocky. Some things, some situations, some relationships, whatever. But then I kept saying, 2023, May 2023, I'm going to walk across stage. What happened? Graduated. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to become a teacher. I'm going to teach social studies. I kept saying that in classes where I thought I was going to fail. In classes that I'm going to teach. Yeah, I'm going to do this where I'm at, teaching sixth grade social studies at Berea Middle School because I started to change my language. Look. Here it is. I'm going to lose weight. This time I'm going to be serious. I've been in the gym every day in the month of January. Because I spoke that. I literally started speaking that after Christmas. I said, Jaheim, just wait. this glow, this, you got to change something. Uh-oh. I said, yeah, you got to change something. I said, when the clock strikes 12, you got to do something about it. Okay, going. Okay, listen, with this podcast, I said, okay, I'm going to grow this podcast. But guess what, Jaheim? You got to be committed. You got to be consistent. I've been doing episodes. I've been posting content to where now we're at 411 all-time listeners. Close to our goal of 502. Because guess what? I put in the language. And since I put in the language, I'm going to see results because my life has aligned. Come on, say it with me. Has aligned to everything that I'm trying to accomplish. That don't mean that doesn't mean, because I know you critics. That doesn't mean it's gonna be sunshine and rain, sunshine all the time. There's gonna be a little bit of rain, but guess what? I can't let the rain stop me from what the seeds I planted. I can't let the rain stop me from plowing the ground so I can plant the seeds and continue to grow. God, that felt good. So that's all I get excited. But that's what building your blueprint is all about. I'm so excited. I really am so excited about the next stage of our lives. The next stage of this podcast, I believe that does not only were you building a blueprint in your life, I was also building a blueprint in my life to help me. Because I believe, I'm going to say this, I believe that this podcast is going to grow that where it starts making money for me. Oh, my. Oh, I don't, it's not, making a little bit of money for me now. But watch my words. Here it is. What's today's date? Let me see. 4th? Is it 4th? Today is the 4th. 4th. Yeah, today's 4th. Yeah, today is 4th. February 4th, 2024. Watch how my life, watch how this podcast will start to make. Watch. Give me some time. But watch how this podcast begins to change my life. You watch. This is going to happen. It's going to happen right before our eyes because my language started to change. Just try it. And once you try it, DM me, Snapchat me, text me, whatever, of how stuff started to align in your life because your language has changed. That's good. Family, this has been a great conversation. It's kind of ignited me to do some things. But family, I want you to share this with your just share this podcast. Do me a favor. If you believe in where we're going here in the Legacy Builders podcast, start to share it. I believe we're getting ready to do some great things. We start a new theme next week. I'm going to be talking, we're in our romantic season, so we're going to be talking about what's love got to do with it. What's love got to do with it. We're going to be talking about family relationships, entanglement, situationships these next couple of weeks. So be excited. I know everybody's excited for that. Also, my birthday is coming up. Woo. February 16th. Let's go. But yeah, so share it with somebody. I'm excited about where we're going. Love your family and know that we're getting ready to build something. You're getting ready to build something even greater. Peace.